Hello, it looks like I'm live. This is Shirley from Shirley's Threadwork. No, you cannot see me yet because I just wanted to let you know this is Tag Your It, and this is Get to Know Your Fellow Crafter. And I am Shirley from Shirley's Threadwork. And so let me move this out, and then you see me. Hi, everybody. This is Shirley from Shirley's Threadwork, just like I said. And I have been tagged. I've been tagged by Jeanette from Baroque Sewing and Craft, and she has posed to me 11 questions that I need to answer as a crafter so you'll get to know me. And once I'm done with that, I will add an 11th, well, actually, number 12, because she gave me 11 questions. Correction. And I will have to send another question over, which would be a total of 12 to three different people. So let me get started. Now, this is live, so you're going to see bumps and bruises, but you know me, that's how it goes. So let me start off with number one. Number one question is, what is your favorite drink while crafting? Well, I have to let you know, my favorite drink while crafting is water. That's what I drink. Occasionally, I'll have a lemonade or a tea, but usually it's just a glass or several glasses of water throughout the day. I don't drink alcohol pretty much. Now, you guys that know me, hopefully you do know me, and I do my wind down Tuesday every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is the time where I have my glass of wine. And usually it is some type of Stella Rosa glass of wine. My favorite is blueberry or blackberry. But that's the only time that I have an alcoholic beverage. Other than that, I am drinking plain old boring water, which is good for me and is much needed. Number two, what is the best time for you to do your crafting? Well, for me, since I'm retired, I don't have to get up before the crack of dawn unless I have a lot of work to do. So usually about 9 o'clock, I like to get into my studio and get things cranking. Sometime it'll be earlier, sometime it'll be later. Also, uh, if I don't have a lot of orders or busy with some type of crafting project, then I'll probably take a break sometime midday or so. Then I'll come back in after 5 and start crafting again. And then I'm usually in here anywhere from 10 to midnight, most likely. So that's pretty much the time that I'm crafting. So you would pretty much say that, say from dusk to dawn. Number three, what is my favorite brand of thread and color? And I'm reading my notes that I wrote, so if I stumble a little bit, forgive me because I scribbled. My favorite brand to use now is Floriani. I love Floriani thread because of the sheen and shine of the thread. It is very good thread. It doesn't break. Um, and I just love it. I started off using Metro EMB, which is also a good brand, and they have beautiful, vibrant colors. But when I discovered Floriani, I fell in love with Floriani, and I have decided to switch all of, um, from going forward, all of my thread to Floriani. Now, I do have other threads that I've used, Madeira, sulky coats, and also sim thread from Amazon. But again, my favorite thread to use that I use 90% of the time is Floriani. Now, my favorite color thread is gold, believe it or not. I love gold color thread. Here's one of my favorite color gold. This is Floriani PF 842. I just like that kind of a rich, uh, I, you can't really tell looking at the video, but it just looks like gold to me. And then I also use one that has a little bit more. Let me show you one that's not wrapped up. As you can see, I have more than one. This one has a little bit of a shine, more of a shine. The other one is more dull. This is PF 562. And These are Floriani. So that's my go-to colors, but I love colors. My favorite personal color is red, but I have to admit I don't use a lot of red thread unless the design calls for red. But if I'm creating designs and doing things like that, I usually try to throw some gold in there, be it those colors that I showed you or even gold metallic. I do like that. I love metallic thread too, and my favorite metallic thread is gold. Okay, number 4. What's your favorite stabilizer to work with? Well, I don't have a particular brand. I have to be honest about it. I go to Amazon and I get my stabilizer off of Amazon, and I think it's usually Bro Thread. But my favorite type of stabilizer is no-show mesh. I like to use no-show mesh because I do like to, and this is not one of my shirts, but I like to embroider on T-shirts and even hoodies and what have you. And I don't like that thick, um, hard feel that you get when you're using cutaway. Whether it's lightweight, medium weight, heavyweight, you still kind of get that shadow. And I can't stand that shadow. So once I discovered no-show mesh, that has been my go-to. And you can use no-show mesh, believe it or not, for almost all of your embroidery. Now you may have to double it, but you can. You can um, crisscross it if you need more stability. But I have found with my embroidery, I've been able to do and be very successful using mostly no-show mesh, and I use the whatever I get off of Amazon. And I think it's Bro Thread. So if you haven't tried No Show Mesh, give it a try. Don't say that Shirley said don't use anything else, because I'm not, because I do have the regular cutaway, I have tearaway, I have melt away, and of course you're going to always need water soluble. There's no substitute for water soluble. Even if you're using no show mesh, and depending upon what you're doing, if it's have a pile or anything, you're going to use your water soluble. So don't throw away your other stabilizer, anything like that, and don't blame me. The question was, what is my favorite? And my favorite to use is cutaway no show mesh. Number 5, what type of product or fabric do you like to work with? Okay, now product, fabric. I I don't have a favorite fabric. I have a disfavorite fabric or a least favorite fabric, and that is satin. Oh, can't stand satin. Anything that's silky, slippery, that I don't particularly care to deal with. I have and I will, but it's my least favorite. Other than that, I don't mind t-shirt, flannel, cotton, um, faux leather. I've not done real leather yet, but I've done faux leather, vinyl, and I've not had any issues with any of those. So let's dial it back and say what's my least, and that would be satin, silk, anything that's slippery, um, the minky, or all of that. That's kind of difficult to deal with, but there is a way to deal with that as well. But it's my least favorite. Um, what type of product or fabric do you least like, or what do you like? Now I know when Jeanette was answering that question, she kind of talked a little bit about her machines, and I don't know if that was part of the question, but let me answer that just in case. I use 99% of my time with my 10 needle Brother PR 1055X, as you can see I have on the back and behind me. I do have a small flatbed, a SE 1900, both are brothers, and I use them both. My brother SE 1900 was my inspiration embroidery machine. It's the first embroidery machine that I had that I learned to embroider on, and it will always be my favorite. I probably will never get rid of it. But I like to do jacket backs a lot. I like to do designs with multiple colors, and I like to do the biggest design as possible. So that's what kind of motivated me to get a multi-needle machine. And I chose a brother machine because of all of the bells and whistles of a brother machine. So that's how that turned out. Now, would I love to have a brother machine with a bigger hoop size and at least 15 to 16 colors? Yes, I would. I would be tickled pink. But that isn't the case. Would I love to have a Luminaire, Stellar, or a Solaris, preferably Luminaire Solaris? But I don't have that yet, so I still love my baby SE 1900. So if you're having any questions about my machines, there you have it. And I also have a Janome. Um, I think I don't have it in front of me, but it's a memory quilter machine, just a single flatbed. Number 6, I believe I'm at. Who is your favorite designer or crafter? Okay, that is um, who is, let me see, number 5, number 6. Who is your favorite designer or crafter? I have to say I don't have one particular favorite because I like to look at multiple people doing multiple things, and that's how you learn. Now, I started off watching Eve at the Baby's Booty, especially back before she got deep into rhinestone when she was doing mostly embroidery. That was my favorite go-to person because I watched her religiously, and that's how I actually learned the skill of embroidery, along with several other um, people that I did watch, but I did watch her, and I learned quite a bit from her. Also, who else do I watch? I watched, of course, Jeanette from Baroque Sewing and Craft. I watched Katrina from what is her Graceful Creation, and I just started watching All Things Shun. So I watch a lot of different designers. So I don't want to just say I have one. I do watch a lot of different people. Number 7, what is your favorite music? I guess my favorite music, I don't really listen to music while I'm crafting often. I do occasionally, but it's not a routine. But my favorite music is old school R&B, soul. That's it. Anything that's old school R&B, soul, give me the tip. Anything that's Motown, Earth, Wind and Fire. Um, ooh, don't even mention James Brown. I have to. I'm not embarrassed. I'm gonna tell you, I love me some James Brown. My family knows I love me some James Brown. So I would just go with R&B soul, old school. That's my favorite music. I can listen to that any time of the day, and I don't care how bad I'm hurting, back hurting, hip hurting, head hurting, whatever hurting. When I hear some good music, I'm ready to do some get down with the good foot. Hey, hey, hey. Number 7. What is the item you use that is not a crafting tool? I had to think about that because I didn't want to be repetitive. So I was trying to think and think and think and think. What do I use in my crafting that's not a crafting tool? Nothing other than chopsticks. What can I say? I do use chopsticks for turning and getting a point, but I use more than that, I use the purple thing. I use the purple thing a lot. So I would have to go with what's not a crafting tool per se. I would have to go with chopsticks because I learned to do that a long time ago, and I will and have and still do use chopsticks. Number 9. What do Let me get this. What do you do with all of your crafting products when you're done making them? I give them away. I give them away as gifts. It's kind of fun. You learn how to make something and you give it away. Or I keep them as samples um, to show people what I can do, what I've done, um, a reminder of what I've done and how it looks. And sometime I can look at it and see where I can improve it because I do have a lot of stuff that I did keep from my beginning to now. And I look at it and I say, oh my goodness, I didn't do that too good. And then I can look at how I do things now. And I say, I have definitely grown. So I do kind of recommend that you keep some of your things, especially when you're starting off, so you can see the journey and how you have improved. But again, like I said, I'll give stuff away. I'll make something because it's challenging or cute or whatever. And usually, if it's a challenge or something like that, I'll keep it. And then if I do it again, then I'll gift it, especially if it comes out good. And number 10, if you would have the opportunity to craft with anyone, who would that person be? Well, I have, I think I have at least 2 names. Well, actually, I have more than 2 names on here. I have to tell you, Katrina, Graceful Creation, and the reason I have her down here, she doesn't know me, but I watch her. Hopefully, she'll see this. But she's so innovative and has grown so fast. But she knows how to do so many different things, and that's what I like about it. I am mostly embroidery. Do a little sublimation, a little rhinestone, very little vinyl, but mostly embroidery because there's so much to learn about embroidery. But when I watch her and all the different things that she does, I was like, oh my goodness, she's so talented. So I would love to spend a day with her just to see um, her work in progress. Another person that I would love to spend time with is not a content creator, but she is extremely knowledgeable. And hopefully she won't get upset with me for mentioning her name. But her name is Miss Banks, Taisha Banks. And I have met her, and she's part of my Sew Along, and she watches me on YouTube and on my live and what have you. But she is so good, and she knows how to do practically everything because she's been doing it for 35 plus years. And she would be somebody that I would love to spend time with and just pick her brains and learn from all of the things that she knows how to do because she is very skillful, but she doesn't have a channel, doesn't want a channel, and so forth. But if I had to spend time with anybody, it would be her as well. Um, and then there's another person that I started watching when I first started embroidering over 3 years ago. And unfortunately, she had a sad, tragic situation to happen in her family during the COVID pandemic, and she kind of disappeared off of the grid on YouTube. And it seems like she's slowly coming back, but not on the frequency she did before. But I was always impressed with her work, and hopefully she won't mind me calling her out as well. But her name is Candia Haynes. She is extremely talented. And I just fell in love with the way she does her presentation of all of the products that she makes to sell. And I would love to see her come back full force on YouTube if that's her desire. But yeah, picking her brains, spending time with her would be such a wonderful thing. Candia, Kandia Hainsworth. So those are the three people that I'm impressed with that I would love to spend time with. So number 11, what has been your most challenging project so far? And let me move out the way so you guys can see the back of my back here. You see this right here? This is a quilt that I've been working on with my soul on, and I'm almost done. That has been the biggest challenge that I've had since I started embroidering. And one of the ladies that works, that comes on the sew along with us, said, "Oh, this is going to get you with the quilting bug." I had to tell her, "No, it's not. I'm not going to get the quilting bug. I don't have the quilting bug, and I don't know if I'll ever quilt again. Maybe I will, because I have to be honest about it. This one did not turn out the way I wanted it to turn out. It is not bad, but it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to turn out. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I am a perfectionist. So I'm thinking very, very hard about redoing the whole thing. Well, a brand new one, because I want my quilt to be perfect. But anyway, quilting has been my biggest challenge, mainly because of the cutting. If you don't cut it right, it's not going to stitch right. Now, I was very proud of my points. I was getting my points on point. So I was getting that seam together and all of that. But if you have an issue with the cutting, then that will cause an issue. And then the other issue is with the edge to edge quilting on a multi-needle machine, which is and has been and still is today a challenge. So the answer to that question, quilting. That's all I got to say. So now it's my turn to do a uh, number 12. And what I came up with the question, what would you tell a new beginner embroiderer or crafter? Be it a crafting that you do, like embroidery, sublimation, rhinestone. Those are the three that I'm going to pick because that's what I do. So what would you tell a new beginner embroiderer, rhinestone crafter, or sublimation crafter? In 3 sentences or less, because we could tell you a whole story of things. And so, number one for me, number one sentence for what I would tell a new crafter is don't get discouraged. Number two, it is a learning curve. And number three, make sure you're having fun. So those would be the 3 things that I would tell a brand new embroiderer or crafter. So now I have to tag 3 um, other creators. And hopefully I have my notes here who I'm going to tag. The first person or creator will be All Things Shun. All Things Shun. Shun. The second one is So Sweet Academy, Alexia. So Sweet Academy. And my third one will be Eve at the Baby's Booties because I consider her my beginning mentor. So those are the 3 crafters that I am tagging for you to make your video talking about the 12, answering those 12 questions. And when you're done with your 12, add one and tag 3 more people. So thank you so much for listening and take care. And I will see all of you on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Shirley's Threadwork. And also, got to mention, Shirley's Threadwork is my Etsy shop, shirleythreadwork.etsy.com. Check it out. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye.